So now let's start. So have you done your homework?
Mm,
Okay. Some of you send me email regarding their homework. So you don't have to send me email for homework. So the normally whatever homework I give in the class, I check in the next lecture. So to confirm whether fix your answer right away. But if you send me homework, then I have to check, then I have to reply your email and this and that. If everybody starts sending me emails, so it's gonna be too many emails for me. So please, when you do your homework, you just keep your homework with you, all right? And then when we come to the next class, then you can show me your homework. All right, so now let's start. But I do not have the I don't have the question. So you have to tell me what is the question, and I mean the source document, and what is the journal entry. So let's start, because I didn't save that question in the last lecture. And remember, whatever journal entry I am giving you, the class exercise or homework, make sure you keep the file with you, because when you prepare for your final exam or assignment or anything, you need that kind of file to revision, because in your exams or in your assignment, you have a same type of questions. All right. So whatever homework, whatever questions I ask you to practice in the class, so make sure you keep in your notes, that keep the file in your computer or in your notes or anywhere, but at least you keep it with you. So when you come to the next class, then you can revise it and then you can practice it. All right. So journal entries. Your entry, that was your homework. So let's start with number one. Can you tell me what was the number one?
Number one is the purchased material on a credit. Uh, one $1,000.
Okay, so now can you give me answer?
Yes. My answer is material account DR.
What is DR?
No, I'm sorry. Debit.
Yes.
Material account debit $1,000 and credit accounting credit $1,000.
Wrong. Okay, so I will call your name Tunwin. Min Tunwin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Why you turn off your camera?
Oh, I'm still turned on.
Because it was off. Okay, anyway, give me answer for your first journal entry. Purchase material on credit.
My first homework material is account for debit and purchase is account for credit.
Material account debit, right?
Yes.
Why purchase credit?
Because material I choose is expense and is increased, so I choose is debit.
No, what? Why purchase credit? You said purchase credit.
No, material is uh, purchase is assets and is decreased, so I choose credit.
What is credit?
Purchase.
Purchase is asset.
Yes.
Which asset? Check again. Queen, give me answer for number 1.
Material account debit and purchase account credit.
Why purchase credit?
Um, because it's decreased.
Decrease what? Decrease what?
The purchase.
So why, who said purchase decrease is credit? Why not purchase decrease debit?
Yeah, I think it's
No.
bit.
No. I'm talking to Thao Queen. So why Thao Queen? Purchase is credit. Purchase material is credit.
It's, it's
Purchase material is asset. Who said that? Which asset is it? Nguyen Kim. Okay, thank you. Nguyen Kim, can you hear me? Nguyen Kim. Hoan Nguyen Kim.
Yes.
Give me answer for number 1.
I'm sorry because of I was absent last lesson.
Okay, so make sure you ask your friends or your classmates to explain you, because every lecture is very important and you missed very important class. Or you should send me email if you do not understand anything. But student, okay, thank you. Student, remember, next time, if I ask you any question, please don't say that, I'm sorry, teacher, I was absent. No, don't say that to me. If you were absent, this is your responsibility to cover up whatever you have taught by your teacher. So this is your responsibility to contact your friends, contact your classmates, monitor, or even me. You can send me email if anything you do not understand, but at least you get some information from your friends. So I need an answer, all right? Remember that. Okay, so hi and Nguyen. Hi and Nguyen, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Give me answer for
My
number 1.
answer for number 1, when I purchase material on credit, $1,000 is a material account debit, $1,000, and purchase on credit account credit, $1,000.
Okay. I don't, okay, thank you. Wrong, it's wrong. I don't understand why everybody is saying purchase account credit. I don't understand. This is wrong. Material purchase debit, material purchase account debit, yes. What should be credit? Anybody? Nguyen Phi, can you tell me?
Our cash account.
Is it cash? Did you purchase cash?
No, but it is like money in the bank. So
No. Quan Bui, Min Quan Bui,
I think this is a credit account.
credit account.
Yeah.
What do you mean by credit account? Did I say anything about credit account in asset? Do you see this word credit account in your asset, in your liability, in equity, in income or expense? Remember, whatever account you are using, that's either belongs to asset, either belongs to liability, either belongs to equity, income or expense. You cannot make anything by yourself. Right? You cannot create your own account that is not in asset, liability, equity, income, and expense. Everything is belongs to these 5 items. Remember that. Nguyen, Trend Nguyen, yes.
So my answer is the account payable is account for credit, $1,000. The material is account debit, for $1,000, and account payable, account credit, $1,000.
Yes, that's right. She is correct. So material, I'm writing short form, but make sure you write full. Material purchase, account debit, 1,000, right? I guess. And accounts payable, account credit, 1,000. Trend Nguyen,
Yes.
can you
Yes,
please can you please tell me that why accounts payable credit?
Yes. So as you mentioned before, on the lecture, you say that we purchase material on credit, which means we buy the product, but we have not paid the money yet. So it will be considered as account payable. You will pay the money later for the supplier. So and it's account payable is considered as yeah. Oh, wait me a minute. Account payable is current liability, which means and it's increased, so it's considered as credit.
Yes, that is right. The question says material purchase on credit. So means you material purchase. So material account debit. So when you purchase, did you pay by cash? Nwinfi, did you pay by cash?
No.
No. So why you said cash credit? So one thing confirmed, we did not pay cash. So we purchase on credit. Remember, we purchase either cash or either credit. So no cash, so only credit. So if it's only credit, so means you will, supplier will become your accounts payable. And accounts payable are your current liability. So current liability, accounts payable increased, current liability increased. So liability increased, that's why credit. So accounts payable credit.
So I want to ask about the current assets. You said that it can be cash in hand or at the bank. So what do you mean cash at bank?
The money you have in your bank. Cash
Just
in
the money.
hand.
Okay.
You put money in your pocket, cash in hand, or you deposit money in bank, cash at bank. This is called cash. This is your current asset. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody okay with number one? All right. So now let's do it number two. What is number two? Number two. Can you read the question for me? Number two question.
Yeah, pay rent in advance $100.
Pay rent, right?
Yes.
Pay rent $100. Can you tell me what is the answer for it?
Yeah, my answer is rent account debit 100, and I don't know that I just do it by myself. So
Rent account debit, and what is credit?
yeah, credit is cost.
Cost.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you pay rent, how do you pay rent?
I think cash.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
cash.
why cost? Cash. I didn't use the word cost. I repeat again.
Yes.
The word that I have, the word you are using in your journal entry, make sure that word be appear in your asset, in your liability, in your equity, in your income, in your expense. Do not make your own account. Like as you said, cost. But I didn't say cost. What do you mean by cost? Because we have different types of cost. And cost is expense, and expense always debit. So how can cost could be credit? So one thing confirmed, cost is wrong. If you want to say cost, because you say that rent is a cost, yes, rent is cost. So, but rent already debit, rent is cost, and which is already debit. So again, so you have to be really focused, and you should remember what inside asset, liability, equity, and everything should be in your mind. So then you're not gonna make mistake. So yes, that is right. So answer is rent account debit. If anybody who do not understand, please tell rent account debit and cash account credit. And Charlie, you said I don't know. Why you said I don't know? Because this one I remember we already practiced in the last lecture. So you're not supposed to say I don't know.
Yes, I'm not sure.
You should be sure because we studied in the last lecture. All right. So next is Nam Nguyen. Can you tell me what is number 3 question and give me answer for number 3?
Number 3 is products.
No, not you. Duk Nam Nguyen. Can you hear me? Nam Nguyen, can you hear me? Yes. So can you read for me number 3, question number 3, and answer for you?
Question number 3 is product sold to Mr. A on credit, $2,000.
Yes.
I think is account receivable account debit $2,000. Product account credit $2,000.
Yes, that's right. But I need to change something, but yes, he's correct. So number 3 is account receivable account debit. Okay. Now, instead of writing account receivable, I think I should write down the name of customer, Mr. X, and in bracket, I will write down account receivable. Why I'm writing the name? Why I'm not writing account receivable account debit? Yes, account receivable account debit is correct, but I think I should write down the name of customer. Why I should write down the name of customer? Because in company, you do not have one customer. You have 10 customer, 50 customer, 100 customer, 1,000 customer. If every customer you start writing account receivable, account receivable, account receivable, you will not understand which person, how much money, what time. Which person, how much money, what date. Right? So that's why you write down the name Mr. X, and in bracket, you write down account receivable. So we can understand Mr. X is a account receivable. So that's why Mr. X bracket account receivable account debit. Everybody understand? If in your question, if I do not use the name of customer, if I say we sell product to customer on credit, then you can say account receivable account debit because I did not write down the name. But if I'm writing the name, then you have to write down the name as well, because later you will understand why writing names of particular customer is important when you will move on to step 3, step 4, right? And practically it makes sense. Like as for example, if you're running a shop, 5 customer comes to you to buy product and they will say that they will pay you tomorrow. So you write down in your account, Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not writing the name, so you will not understand tomorrow which customer will come and which customer pay you money. Everybody understand? So writing name, very important, but in bracket, you also write account receivable. So at least I can understand that, yes, this Mr. A is account receivable. So Mr. A, Mr. X or A, whatever, Account debit. How much is this? 2000.
2000.
2000. And okay, he said product something account credit. No, you can say product account credit, but we have another word for it. Anybody can tell me what is the right word for it? We sold product, but he said product account credit. But anybody else who can tell me any other things that should be credit? Start from S.
Sales.
Yes, sales or revenue. This is the perfect word because sales means obviously selling product, or revenue means selling product and service. So I like to use the word revenue, and I suggest you to use word revenue. Revenue means selling product and service. Revenue account credit, and revenue is income. That's why credit. Everybody okay with it? Number 4 or number 3, sorry. Now let's move on to number 4. Phúc Huynh Duy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Read for me number 4 and then give me answer for number 4.
Alright, so number 4 is sold share to $1,000.
Sold what?
Sold share to $1,000.
Sold chair.
Yes, shares.
Share. Sold share. Okay. Sold share. Okay. Sold share $1,000. Okay. Yeah. Tell me the answer.
So we have a cash account debit 1,000,
Yes.
and we'll have, I think, shares account 1,000 credit.
Why cash debit?
Because when we sell share, we receive money, so we would debit cash.
No, but why cash debit? Why not cash credit?
Because cash is an asset which is debit if it increase.
Yes, that is right. Yes. Okay, yes, that is correct. So, but I will change a little bit to make it perfect. So the cash account debit, yes. Cash account debit. How much is this?
1,000.
1,000. All right. And he said share account debit, but share something else too. Last time I said, what is that? Share
Capital.
capital. This is perfect word for this. Share capital account credit $1,000. And student, I repeat again, you should, when you finish the journal entry, you should ask yourself why I am writing cash debit, why I am writing share capital credit. If you don't know that why cash is debit and why share capital is credit, then you did not understand. You just guess, and that's not good. All right. So after finish the journal entry, you should ask yourself why I'm writing cash debit. I am writing cash debit because we sell share, we receive cash, cash increase, cash is asset, asset increase, so debit. Yes, I'm right. Why share capital credit? Share capital is equity. When I sell my share, I raise money. This money called capital. And share capital increase. So share capital is my equity. Equity increase, so equity credit. So that's why share capital account credit. Yes, I am correct. But if you're not sure why one debit, why one credit, I think you should ask yourself. You should clear these things in your mind. If you do that, You never ever make any mistake in your journal entry. But sometimes some student, they guess. Like what they do, they say cash account debit. They understand cash account debit, but they don't know what should be credit. So they just guess. If cash debit, something would be credit, and they write something credit. And when I ask them why cash debit, they give me answer cash debit because. Okay, so let's continue because my internet had a problem, so that's why I couldn't log in. So now let's move on to number 5. So number 5 is what is number 5? Anybody can read for me number 5 question?
Yeah, pay electricity bills 200.
Electricity bills 200. So can you give me answer for it? Give me answer for it.
I think it's outstanding expense account debit $200.
The question is electricity bills. What is the question? Can you repeat again the question?
Pay electricity bills $200.
Paid. So it's already paid. So why outstanding? Outstanding means you haven't paid yet. That's the meaning of outstanding.
Expense account debit
What
200.
is the name of expense?
The name of expense.
Yes.
You mean that?
What is the name of expense?
I'm sorry.
Why sorry? Read the question and say why sorry.
Because I'm not sure.
Read the question. What is the name of expense? What
Bill,
are you?
electricity bill.
Yes. You said sorry. Sorry is not the answer. Read the question.
Okay.
Electricity expense account debit.
Electricity bill account.
Yes. Electricity expense or electricity bill. So you can say bill means expense. So electricity
Oh,
bill.
I can say bill.
Debit.
I can say bill, sir.
Yes, you can say bill or you can say
Okay.
expense. And what is credit?
Cash credit 200.
Credit. Yes. Electricity expense account debit, maybe $100, I guess, whatever. And cash account debit. Cash account credit, sorry. Number 6. Number 6, Thuy Trang, can you tell me what is question number 6?
Receive interest from paying $200.
What is that?
Receive interest from paying $200.
Okay, receive interest from bank $200. So what is the journal entry?
I think cash account debit $200 and interest income credit to account $200.
Yes, that is right. Why interest income credit?
Because I think it's will uh,
Why interest income credit? Why cash is debit?
I think it will increase when you receive profit from the bank.
And why is it interest income credit? Why did you write interest income?
Because I think um, the interest received
Yes, that is correct. Cash account, debit, and interest income account, credit. So this is your income, right? Interest income. Now, next is Fung Lan Fung Fun.
Yes. The next is interest paid to bank, $205.
Okay.
Yes, I think that the interest account debit and the cash account credit,
Yes.
because the interest is the expense, and the cash is the asset, and it decrease.
How much?
$205.
Right. All right. Next, Fung. What is next?
Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, I can hear you.
So number 8 is paid dividend, $109. So I think that dividend account debit is asset, and $109. And the cash account credit, $109.
Why dividend debit? Why dividend is debit?
Um, uh, um, I have mentioned before, teacher, it's because $109 increase asset.
Dividend is your asset.
Dividend account.
Is it your asset?
Yes.
Are you sure? Why dividend is your asset and why dividend increase? Dividend is your asset, first of all. Go and check. Dividend is your asset. Dividend is not your asset, it's your expense. And you're paying that, you're not buying that. Trung Das, can you give me answer for this question?
I think dividend is debit and cash is credit.
Why dividend debit?
Because tax dividend is decreased.
Huh? Why dividend debit?
I think back dividend is involved decrease.
Dividend decrease, that's why debit. Why dividend debit? I mean, why dividend decrease is debit? Is it asset? Is it liability? Is it equity? Is it income? Is it expense? You don't follow these steps. What is dividend? Is it asset, liability, equity, income, expense?
Liability.
It's a liability. Can you go and check and find, did I say dividend is your liability? Go to your liability and open your liability and tell me, did I write the word dividend as a liability?
Dividend is equity.
No, dividend is not. Yes, dividend payment is equity, but here we are paying that. So dividend is here, expense. Number 8. Whatever you pay, that's considered as your expense. Dividend expense account, debit. And cash account, credit. Remember, it seems like as you copy from somewhere else. That's why your journal entry is right, but reason is wrong. But remember, in your exam, if you do not explain to me why something debit, because you have to explain me one by one. Like as when you write down dividend expense account debit and cash account credit, you have to explain to me here why dividend debit and why cash credit. If you do not explain to me, but this one right, but this one you don't explain, I'll give you 0 mark for it. It exactly means you copy from somewhere else or you guess. All right. If you don't know why, you get 0 marks. All right. So you should remember why you are doing that. Answer is not important. The important is you understand how you calculate the answer. Remember, you will not get marks for this. No, you get marks for the explanation of this, because I know you can easily copy. Okay, number 8. So that's all. How many I gave you? Number total 10 or 9, or how many I gave total?
10.
10. So Nian Jiang, what is number 9? Nian Jiang, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you tell me what is number 9? Read for me number 9 and give me answer.
Number 9, unearned revenue, $100. My answer is card account debit $100 and unearned revenue account credit $100.
Why cash is debit?
Cash card is an asset.
But why is debit?
Cash increase.
Cash increase, so
Card account debit.
Okay. And what is credit?
An unearned revenue account credit.
What is the meaning of unearned revenue? Meaning of unearned revenue. How do you know the answer? Did you copy?
No.
So how do you know it's unearned revenue? What is the meaning of unearned revenue? Why unearned revenue is credit? Why not unearned revenue is debit? No?
I think cost increase thì I think cost increase and unearned revenue decrease.
So why unearned revenue credit? Is it asset? Is it liability? Is it income? Is it expense? What is this?
Liabilities.
Which liability is it?
It's current.
Current liability. What does it mean? What is the meaning of unearned revenue? What is unearned revenue?
Sale products.
Sell product means unearned revenue, right?
Yes.
No. Unearned means you haven't sold it. Hannop. Hannop, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hannop, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you give me answer for number 9?
Cash account is debit and unearned revenue is credit.
Why unearned revenue credit?
Because unearned revenue is income received in advance and it's a current liability.
So
it credit.
It's credit. Yes. Cash debit because we receive cash. Cash account debit and unearned
revenue
accounts credit. How much?
$100.
$100. Okay. Bao, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you give me answer? Can you read number 10 and give me answer for number 10?
Number 10 is produce supplies for the unearned revenue for number 9.
Mm-hmm.
So the answer for number 10 is I think it's the unearned yeah, like cash cash account decrease $100.
Is decrease. You should use debit and you should say debit or credit. I didn't teach you decrease.
Debit. Cash.
What is debit?
Cash account. Debit.
Debit. Okay.
And asset account.
Which
Credit.
asset? Which asset?
Produce.
Produce is your asset.
Yes.
Are you sure? Check. Go to your asset. You don't study. Go to your asset and check. Did I use the word produce as an asset? Sam Napchi, can you hear me? Can you give me answer for number 10? Why unearned revenue debit? We haven't paid yet. Pay to who? Pay to who? You said we haven't paid yet, right? But pay to who? We paying to who? What do you mean we haven't paid yet? Are you we haven't paid this cell? What do you mean by we haven't paid this cell? I don't understand. Kim, Nguyen Kim, Huan Nguyen Kim. Huan Nguyen Kim, where are you? Why you keep your cameras to your ceiling? I don't want to see your ceiling. I want to see you. Yes, now better. Okay, so Tam Nguyen, Min Tam Nguyen.
Yes.
Can you give me answer for number 10?
Yeah. I think unearned revenue account debit and product account
Revenue account debit and
product account credit.
Why unearned revenue debit?
This I think the unearned revenue is accept. Yeah.
What do you say?
Unearned revenue account is asset.
Is it asset? Wait. Is it asset? Go and check your asset. Did I say unearned revenue is your asset?
No. Unearned revenue, that's it. Liability.
Liability. So why it's debit then? Yes.
Just the decrease.
Decrease what?
So,
what is decrease? Asset decrease?
No.
What is decrease? Wintran, can you give me answer for number 10?
Well, my answer is sales account debit.
Sales account debit. Okay.
$200 and unearned revenue credit $200.
Why sales debit?
Because you sell products for your supplies, for your customers. So
when you sell product, is it your income? No. Yes or no?
No.
When you
Yes.
sell product, it's not your income. Or is it your income or it's not your income?
Yes, my income.
So income always debit or income always credit?
Yes, income always income always credit.
So, but why you said sales debit?
Oh yeah.
Something wrong?
Because I think sell products assets, so I think it's credit.
Okay. Phuc-Nam. Phuc-Nam.
Yes,
Number 10.
I think my answer is unearned revenue is debit $100 and earned revenues credit $100.
Your answer is unearned revenue debit and what is credit?
Earned revenue.
Earned revenue credit. Okay. Why unearned revenue debit?
Because it's a liability and it's decreased, so it's a debit.
Why decrease?
Because your product has supplied to you.
Mm-hmm. And why sales is credit? Why earned sale is credit or earned revenue credit?
Earned revenue. Because this increase is credit.
Increase what?
Let's see.
What is increased?
It's revenue.
Yes, that's correct. Number 10. Number 10. Okay, I repeat for you number 10 if some of you did not understand, but I don't know why some of you already got the right answer, but you don't know how to explain. Maybe you copy from somewhere else or from someone else. I don't know, but that's not nice if you know the answer, but you don't know how to explain. Now, number 10 says that whatever money you have received in number 9, that money now become earned money, because number 9 says that you receive you receive cash from the customer, but you haven't supplied the product to the customer. So that's why your revenue become unearned, and unearned revenue is liability. So that's why number 9, your current liability increase. So that's why credit. Now number 10 says that you already supply product to the customer for number 9. So means your unearned revenue reduce. You had a liability, but when you supply this product, your liability reduce. Current liability, unearned revenue is current liability. When unearned revenue reduce means current liability reduce. So current liability reduce means unearned revenue account debit, like what he said. And what will be credit? Credit will be revenue, no cash, because cash you already received. Now you earn money. Now you actually earn money. Here you haven't earned it. Unearned. Now you already earned because you supplied money. So earn means you can call it earned revenue or you can call it revenue. Revenue means earned revenue. All right. So
can I write income?
You can write down income, but again, you have to go specific, because sometimes you have a different types of income. You receive interest is income, you receive dividend is income, you receive rent is income, you sell product is income. You can write income. You can write income, but in income, you can say that earned revenue. So at least I can understand this income is not rent received. This income is not something else. So manager can easily understand. Otherwise, you confuse the manager that what is this. So you can write income, no problem, income account credit, but in the bracket you write earned revenue, or you can write revenue account credit. Up to you. But you have to go specific details, so when we read the journal entries, we can understand. Now everybody understand? Any question?
Teacher?
Yes.
For the number 6 and 7, the interest income and interest expense, can I replace it as interest receivable and interest payable?
Interest receivable, interest payable, yes, you can, no problem. Interest receivable means your income. Actually, interest, yes, you can replace it. Interest receivable, interest payable, no problem at all. But I suggest you, please make it simple as possible, instead of using the very book language. So use your own language. If you're using your own language, you better understand. But if you really follow the book language, because normally the way that I am explaining you, I do not copy from book or internet. I try to use my own way to explain it. So when you are preparing your records, you can really understand it. You can do that, no problem at all. But as long as you understand what is receivable and payable, you can do that. You can do that, right?
Yes,
but,
thank you.
Yes, but the idea is that you have to be in detail so I can understand. So interest receivable, okay. Everybody okay now? Any question for this homework? I repeat, you should know why something debit and why something credit. All right. Any question, anybody? If no question, now we can have a break. And after break, now I will increase the level of your journal entries. But again, I will not move on to your step 3. So today's lecture, we will only practice about more journal entries, because now I can see that you can, most of you can do that, but some of you still not confident about why things are debit credit. You need a more practice questions. So I will improve the little bit level of journal entries, but before I improve the level, I have to explain you something else, some kind of journal entries that I haven't explained you. So that's a little bit high level, right? So now I improve the level, and then we do some practice in the class, and then I will give you homework. So when you come back next class, which is on Saturday, when you come back to Saturday class, I will check your homework. Again, you don't have to send me any homework. So I will check your homework like as today we check. And then if I feel that you okay with it, then we move on to step 3. But if I feel that no, you need more practice, and then next lecture we do some more practice, and then we will see. But now we can go for a break. So I'll see you in 20 minutes.
So can I have a question?
Yes.
Can you explain why income is always credit?
Again, like you are asking me why debit means increase. So income, there is no any reason to say that why income credit, why income no debit. So is you asking me the question, because these are the rules. Like as you are asking me question, teacher, why green light stop on traffic and why red light go?
I have read a book that is right that the thing or what you receive is debit and what you lost.
Yeah, actually that's the 3 different rules that I did not explain you. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out, debit receiver, credit giver, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. I did not use those rules because if I use those rules, we have 3 rules. I didn't use these 3 rules because if we use these 3 rules, it may confuse you. Like it's number 1. Rule number 1, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. This is the first rule for journal entry that I did not mention. Second rule is debit receiver, credit giver. Third rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gain. This is the third rule, credit all incomes and gain. So now, what was the rule 2? Debit receiver, credit giver. And rule third, debit all expenses. Expenses, not receiver, right? And credit giver. And sales is credit and sales is not giver. Sales is receiver. So that's the reason I did not use these 3 rules. I convert these three rules into my rules, like as assets increase, decrease, liability increase, decrease, expense always debit, and income always credit. But this is the third rule. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gain. This is third rule apply here, that sales are always credit. Why? Because all income, gain, profit always credit. If your income is increasing, it will be credit. Income decrease will be debit. Income decrease means loss, cost. That's why debit. Income increase, debit. Income decrease, credit. Oh, sorry, income increase, credit. Income decrease, debit. Income decrease means opposite of income is expense, loss, cost. So that's why I am just simply giving you these 3 rules. No, not 3 rules. I am ignoring these 3 rules that you just informed me, because normally in the textbook or internet they are using these 2 rules, which is very, very old. But it doesn't really matter. You can follow those 3 rules if these 3 rules make sense to you. But I avoid these 3 rules because, in my opinion, if I'm giving these 3 rules, it confuses lots of students like as me. When I was student, when first time my teacher taught me this debit and credit by these 3 rules, I completely confused that why assets debit, assets increase debit, and sales decrease credit, sales increase credit. Why like this? So I completely got lost. So that's why I stopped explaining these 2 rules and I'm using my own rules so students can simply understand. Just remember these 5 rules. Asset increase, decrease, what does it mean? Liability increase, decrease, what does it mean? Equity increase, decrease, what does it mean? Expense always debit, sales always credit. But at that time, I guess my teacher did not specify like this. Teacher simply follow the 3 rules, and that's completely okay. All right. So that's the reason I didn't follow these 3 rules. So just to keep in your mind, sales always, always, always credit. You don't have to think that why credit, why sales is not always debit. Again, if you ask me this question, the answer is that why green light stop and why green light go and red light stop? Because this is hard and fast things that we have to remember that. In accounting, you just have to memorize these things. That's it. And you're not going to memorize anything at all. If you memorize these 5 things, then that's all. This is the one thing you only memorize, and you don't memorize anything else. All right? Is that okay?
That's okay. Okay.
Anybody, any question? If no question, then we can have a break. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Thank you. Talk about some other kinds of journal entries. You must remember that. All right. So another is purchase return. Purchase return. Now, what does it mean, purchase return? Purchase return means when you return material back to supplier. Back to supplier. When you return material, the material you purchased last time, so let's say I purchased one material last time from supplier, $1,000. Now I am returning this material back to Supplier B because material has a problem or some other reason. So we don't discuss about the reasons, but we return material back to supplier. Now, if you have this type of journal entry, this type of source document, can you tell me what would be the journal entry? Material back to supplier. When you return material back to supplier, we call it, so what will be the journal entry? Journal entry is cash account debit, right? Why cash account debit? Why cash account debit? Because when you return material back to supplier, what supplier will give it to you? Cash. So your cash, because your cash increased, because you return material, supplier will give you money back, right? So that's why cash debit. And what would be credit? Purchase, we call it purchase return account credit. Purchase return means you returning material back to the supplier, right? Return material back to supplier. So as a result, your expense reduce. So expense reduce will be credit. All right. That's the idea. All right. Everybody understand? Next is sales return. So sales return means when customer return product back to you, right? When customer return product back to you. When customer return product back to you, that's called the sales return, right? So what could be the journal entry for sales return? So when you return product back to the customer, what do you think, what would be debit? When customer return product back to you, what would be debit?
Cash.
Cash debit. Why cash debit? Did you receive cash?
Because it's decreased.
Cash what?
Because cash is assets, and that's decrease.
Decrease. So when asset decrease, asset debit. You said debit, right? Tell me, anybody, what should be debit?
Product.
Product, but we don't call it product. We call it sales return.
Or revenue.
Yes, sales.
Or revenue account debit.
No, we don't call it revenue account debit.
Okay.
Sales return account debit. And what would be credit?
Cash.
Cash. Cash account credit. All right. Everybody understand?
Is it sales return? Is that cash or what is it? Sales return.
Sales return means your sales is returned back to you. So sales decrease. That's the meaning of sales return. You can also write a revenue account debit, but if you write revenue account debit, there is a question, why revenue debit? Because product is returned, sales is returned. So that's why don't write revenue account debit. Instead of writing revenue account debit, write down sales account debit. All right, instead of writing revenue account debit, sales account debit would be okay. All right, everybody okay with the sales return things? Yes or no? Okay, now let's move on to the next. Next is a depreciation. All right, next is depreciation. What is depreciation? I think you never heard this depreciation things.
No.
You never
Sorry.
heard?
I'm sorry, I want to ask more about the sales return. Is it assets or is it income or what is it? So I don't really.
Sales.
Assets.
Sales is your asset.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Are you sure? Sales is your asset. Sales means when you sell product. Sales means what are you selling here? What is returned by customer? Product. This is your sales. Okay. When you sell product to customer, what do you make journal entry? Debit, cash, debit, right? And sales or revenue, credit, right? But here you return, customer return product back to you. So customer return product back to you, you have to pay money back. Pay money back. So pay cash back. If you return money back to customer, cash credit. And your sales, before sales increase, when you sell product, your sales increase, right? Now, if you return product back to the customer, your sales decrease. So obviously sales will be debit. So that's why sales return. Sales return means revenue reduce, income reduce. That's the reason. Is that okay? Everybody? Now next is a depreciation. What is depreciation? Depreciation means the value of assets goes down. Value of assets goes down time to time. The value of assets goes down time to time. That's called depreciation, right? Depreciation. Now, what is depreciation means? Let me give you example about depreciation so you will understand what is depreciation. For example, you purchase a motorbike. So let's take example of motorbike. Right? So let's say last year, Ethan, can you close the door? Okay. And drink water, sit down, turn it on fan. motorbike. So last year we purchased motorbike. So for example, the motorbike price was $1,000. Now, what do you think? This year, the value of motorbike will be same 1,000, more than 1,000, or less than 1,000?
I think it's less than 1,000, teacher.
Less than 1,000, yes. So for example, this year, the value of motorbike is, let's say, $800. So now the value of motorbike is 800. So where is 200? Where is 200? Did you give this 200 to someone? Did you give cash to someone? No, right? You didn't give cash to anybody, right? Did you sell your assets? So now assets, did you sell the part of your asset? So now assets turns to $800? No, as well, because it doesn't make any sense that you sell the small part of motorbike and motorbike value reduced, because it's nonsense, right? So the question is, where is this 200? This 200 called depreciation. That's the meaning of depreciation. Depreciation means the value of assets goes down time to time. So this year, 800. Last year was 1,000. This year, 800. How about next year? Next year will be less than 800. Next year, maybe 600. Next to next, 400, 200. And once a time, the value of asset would be zero. Zero means zero market value. Nobody wants to buy the motorbike. One day that time will come. All right. So anyway, what is depreciation? So depreciation, you can call it, depreciation is a loss of asset, but you don't sell the asset. Or you can say depreciation is your expense. Depreciation is your expense. But remember, this expense you do not pay in cash. So depreciation is your non-cash expense. I repeat, depreciation is your non-cash expense because you do not pay cash like as $200. We are not paying this $200 to someone else, right? So depreciation is your non-cash expense. It's your non-cash expense, non-cash loss or non-cash expense. Better say expense. It's treated as an expense. All right. Okay. Now, if I say the value of asset, not every type of asset, some types of asset. Which type of asset? The assets which is machine in nature. If any asset which is machine in nature, only that asset has a depreciation, like as land and building. Do you think land and building value always goes down? No. It depends upon the economic factors, but generally the value of land and building increase. So no depreciation on land and building. So remember, if I say asset, not all types of asset, some certain types of assets. Which asset? The asset which is machine in nature. Now, what does it mean, machine in nature? Machine in nature means like as plant, machinery, equipments, tools, maybe furniture, vehicles, right? Computers, TV, fan, mobile phone, laptops, air conditioners, machine. All these are your assets which has a depreciation. Motorbike, bicycle, car, trucks, trains, planes, right? All these are machine in nature. So anything which is machine in nature, it has a depreciation. Everybody understand that? So now I ask you question. So you give me journal entry. Question is depreciation on car $50. Can you tell me the journal entry? Can you prepare the journal entry? Depreciation on car $50. Tell me, give me answer. I'm waiting for your answer.
So teacher, from my answer, I think that the depreciation account debit for $50.
Depreciation expense account debit.
Okay. Depreciation expense account debit $50, and car is account credit $50.
Yes, that's right. No cash. Don't say depreciation expense debit, cash account credit. Because normally with your expense, your cash is credit. Like as you pay electricity bill. So electricity expense account debit, cash account credit. You pay rent, rent account debit, cash account credit. You pay salary to your worker, salary expense debit, cash credit, right? But here, depreciation expense debit, machine or whatever, car account credit. Why car credit?
Because it's assessed and it's decreased.
That's right. The value of car goes down. So the value of car goes down, car reduce, asset reduces credit. Remember that. Everybody understand? So depreciation is your non-cash expense. All right. Depreciation is a non-cash expense, which means the value of assets goes down over the period of time. We are not paying this money to someone else. Remember that. All right. So everybody okay with it? Depreciation. Okay, now let's move on to the another additional thing. So let me erase something here. Now next is also important things, which is your bad debts. This is also interesting. Bad debts. Now what is the meaning of bad debts? All right. Bad debts means when your accounts receivable, when your account receivable do not return money back to you. Return money to you. So they called or they turned to bad debts. Bad debts. All right. When your account receivable do not return money to you, so they call bad debts. They call bad debts. Everybody understand? Now, so bad debts means bad debts is your loss, right? Is it your loss? Yes, loss of income, loss of money. I sold product to you and you say that on 15th of December, you will give me money. So I am waiting for you. So you become my account receivable. So for example, today is 15th of December and I call you, give me my money. And you say that, sorry, I don't have money because my business bankrupt. I lost my business, I lost my money, everything. So I cannot give you money. So you become my bad debts. All right, only you, not all account receivable, only Mr. X, Mr. Y, Miss S, Miss Y, whatever, right? So you become my bad debts. So what do you think? What should be debit? What should be debit?
The bad debt is always debit.
And what should be credit?
Loss.
Loss credit? What should be credit?
Your money.
Cash credit? Did you pay cash to someone? Did you give money to account receivable? Vinmay said asset. Which asset? Remember, student, when I ask you something, don't say that asset. Because if I say asset, then you say that teacher, current asset. And I said, which current asset? You said this current asset. So better you directly give answer.
I think account receivable.
Yes. So journal entry is bad debts. Bad debts account debit. Why bad debts debit? Because bad debt is loss and loss always debit. And in the bracket, you write down the name of this bad debt. So let's say Mr. X, right? So always write down the name. Like as account receivable, you write down the name. Here you write down Mr. X because we have to know which person is not giving you money, right? And what should be credit? Accounts receivable, account credit. Why account receivable, account credit? Because when your account receivable do not return, what does it mean? It means you're not going to receive money from account receivable. So your account receivable reduce. They not pay you money. They pay you money, reduce. They don't pay you money, reduce. So still they reduce. So that's why account receivable reduce, because they reduce. They don't pay you, so they reduce. So you have three account receivable: Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z. All right. So Mr. X do not give you money. So now account receivable turns to 3. Oh, sorry, turns to 2, from 3 to 2. So account receivable reduce. So as a result, account receivable credit, because account receivable asset reduce, asset 3 to 2, asset reduce, assets become credit, turns to credit. Everybody understand that? Bad debts? All right. Now let's, anybody any question? Bad debts? No question. Now, next. Next is, for example, Next is discount paid to discount give or discount paid. Discount give to customer. What does it mean? It means you are a company, right? You give discount to different customer, like a 50% off, 10% off, 20% off, time to time, right? Maybe like as now Christmas is coming, many shops start giving discounts. So when companies sell product, when company give discount to customer, what do you think? What it should be?
Can you repeat the question?
Question is, okay, let me write down. For example, you sold 100 product, $100 value to the customer, but you give 10% discounts. So 10%, no, not 10%, right? 20%. So 20% discount. So it means $20. So what is $20? $20 is your asset, is your expensive, it's your liability, it's your income. What is this? This $20. If you give discount to customer, this $20, you're giving discount. So
is it your loss figure?
This is your loss. It's considered as your loss. Remember that. All right. Next, discount received on purchase or discount received from supplier. You purchase, here you sell. Now here you purchase the material from supplier and supplier give you 15% discount, right? So for example, you purchase $100 raw material and supplier is giving you 15% discount. So let's say you receive $15 discount. So what is this $15 for you?
Gain, profit, income. Better say gain. All right, gain on purchase from supplier. So this is your gain, income. So it would be debit or credit? It would be
credit.
Credit.
Credit, because loss is debit. So obviously gains are credit. Everybody understand that? That's all. So now I am giving you homework and you will do that homework. Okay, so I am showing you the question.
Can you please take a picture? Wait. Bang.
This is my lunch.
One.
I showed the teacher already. My lunch.
Wait, Papa busy. Go out. Go there. Papa busy. Shh. Don't talk. Papa busy. All right, so I'll show you the question. You can take a picture and then we will stop. All right. I think I need to write one more thing in this exercise. Here. So can you please take a picture for this question? Then I need to write down one more. Wait. I need to write down number 15 as well. Wait for me. Number 15 here. Can you see number 15? Everybody can see number 15?
Yes.
So wait, let me write down for number 16 as well. Okay, number 16 as well. So make sure you pay attention to number 15, 16, and yes, something like this. Yes, that's enough, I guess. So everybody please take a picture, and that's your homework. So that's enough for today's lecture. So we stop here. Before we stop, anybody has any question?